I don't know where it's leading. Two hearts, they can tell another's feelings. 5 minutes away from your small town. 4 lights, then a left, and your arm around me. First time that I saw you, I knew then. Seconds turn into weeks as you walk in. My heart still skips a beat every third time. To get to you, you can bet there's a long line. Hey, it's LG Shurley. Welcome. I went from sleeping in the woods to running for mayor, so anything is possible in life. AI is going to be good for society. That's what I really want to say today. This is my unscripted show where I just talk off the cuff about what my thoughts are for today. And I think AI is going to really revolutionize American life and human life in ways that we don't even know yet. I think that if you're curious about life, you really have to understand that AI is going to be a positive thing. As we've gone through history as a civilization, as humankind, we don't just stop in one place. Life was good when we had fire and cavemen and were living in caves and went and hunted our whatever was going to be our kill, whatever we were going to eat, came back, shared that with the family. That was a good life. We were probably happy. We spent time doing things that rewarded us in our continued existence. That still continues to this day, but we figure out how to do more and more. And that thirst for knowledge, that curiosity, is one of the most primal desires for humans, it seems. So I believe that's because it's in our core, in our existence, to question why we are. So going along with AI because of the positive benefits that it presents means that we are looking to find answers just as quickly as we always have. And it's really easy to see how positive AI is. AI, you can literally use it tenfold better than you can use a regular search engine. You used to have to, in our brains, we just searched something from before and then read information about it. You typed in something and it gave you that thing, and then you had to search for the information. Maybe you used a Control F and you looked for specific keywords, but now what you can do with AI is infinitely more profound. You can ask about a subject, and before you've submitted what you're asking with your voice in real time, you can continue on and not just stop at that question. You can ask the question and then speak qualifiers after it. I'm looking for this castle, and it's a 3-floor castle. That's all I know about it. I know it's on a beach somewhere. And you can keep putting these qualifiers in that make it more specific, and AI can listen to all of that and spit out an answer by reviewing everything that's online. It truly is amazing. And the next iteration of technology that allows humans to grow at a faster and more profound rate by revealing answers when we need them. So, yeah, it just is amazing. And when it comes to making art, I don't think AI has learned to replace human emotion, the human experience. However, things that used to take many creative professionals to do, creating a video, creating a logo. Again, you can speak into an AI graphics generator and tell that generator everything that you want, and it pops it out seconds later. No back and forth between the creatives getting signed off on for approval by executives. No money exchanging hands. Simply, what do I need, and getting that result. Absolutely amazing. And I've got some notes over here that I wanted to look at. This show is going to happen hopefully daily, and as I go through my day and come up with different ideas in my life, I want to share them with you guys in case they help you. So I brought my notes. AI was at the top of my list. I wanted to talk about that. My next topic, I kind of want to jump a little bit from what I was just talking about with AI, and I want to talk about something that I've had to go through in my life. I've had to go through some trauma. I've had to go through challenges with family members, and it's tough because you're born into this world and you don't know any better. There's some old souls that have programming before, let's be honest. It definitely seems like that. But when you come into this world, you want to believe that everything is out to help you. That's the nature of being a baby, being a helpless infant. And where you run into problems sometimes is people that help you, but also in the same breath, they hurt you. That can be a very toxic relationship. It can make you create aspects of yourself that maybe aren't super productive in dealing with others. Maybe for every 2 steps forward, you take 1 step back, but wouldn't it be so helpful if you could only take steps forward? Well, that comes with developing boundaries, developing emotional intelligence, boundaries so that as soon as you see somebody's problematic, you don't invest in a relationship later on with them. And emotional growth, because you learn to provide that support for yourself and you learn to create a stable environment that you can prosper and grow in without toxic individuals. And the thought that I had that I wanted to share was, if you're somebody who's been through this kind of toxic experience in life, then find a way to be alone. It's going to be painful at first. You're going to go through a lot of thoughts, but that is the journey. You've got to have those thoughts. You've got to go through those things until you can come out on the other end where you actually enjoy being alone, where it's not even being alone anymore. That's not even how you look at it. Because literally, think about it. We're all alone in life all the time. We don't go to the bathroom with other people. We don't sleep with other people. I mean, you have your partners, but if you don't have a partner, you're not alone when you sleep. You're sleeping. That's something that you do alone, but you're not alone. I mean, you are. I think you guys understand what I'm saying. I just mean, even if you have a partner, there's still things that at the end of the day, you're with yourself. So I wanted to say that my thought was, if you're somebody that's gone through this trauma, find a way to be alone. Make it through the hard experience where you desperately want to cling on to any social validation or another individual to help you make it through that difficult time where you're questioning reality. And what you're going to find is, on the other side of all of that learning, all of that kind of uncomfortable time where you're spending alone, where you're really dissecting and going through everything that's happened to you and understanding, maybe not necessarily why it happened to you. You may never understand that. That's just kind of the giant ball rolling downhill, which is the universe, and it just does what it does. But what you'll find is that by being alone, you'll eventually get back to normal. You'll eventually find your spark. You'll eventually find your light by creating a stable environment and continuing to check into life, be present, observe the thoughts coming to you, and reflect on your life to the degree that it's helpful as you're pushing everything in your life that is coming intuitively from a positive place that you want to do. You will return to normal. You will return to the childlike version of yourself. That will happen. And if it hasn't happened, you need to spend more time alone. And that's a real hard thing for a lot of people to understand or even achieve, because so many of us have had terrible things happen to us. And we just need someone else to help us. And I'm not saying that that's wrong, but you may never, in this short life, if you're unable to do that, you may never realize your full potential if you do that. Because, and who am I to say what your full potential is, just as a side note? I just mean if you have dreams and you're thinking about giving up on those dreams, take some time for yourself, as much as you need. It may be 10 years. All I want to do is share with you what I went through and how I'm finally moving out or moved out of my trauma. And that has only been by escaping, and maybe escape's the wrong word, leaving behind those individuals completely. Now, you could call it no contact. You could call it whatever you want. The truth is I've just developed good enough boundaries to where those individuals can still talk to me. I can still say things, but I'm able to safeguard my power. I'm able to, through boundaries, through emotional intelligence, understand how much I should invest of myself in any interaction, understand what the amount of self-love I need to have so that I don't take any bullshit, even off of somebody pinging me. If they say something wrong, then I respond appropriately and not letting that individual slide on that, or understanding that I don't need to respond. And that's how you stay intact. So taking time alone, that's really what I wanted to talk about, and how you go through a period where it's so uncomfortable and then you come out on the other side as your healed individual self. And I think that really happens through alone time, if it hasn't already happened in your life. I think for people that have good parents, which are emotionally adept and have boundaries and teach boundaries, those parents really let their children be alone even in their childhood, which is a perfect, beautiful childhood. You do things with the family, they feel that love, and then they feel empowered to grow on their own because the parent is facilitating that by leaving the child to blossom in its own space. And that's amazing. Let's just be honest. That really is amazing. And so with that said, whatever you're working on, I have written down here, keep going, it will fall into place. It will fall into place. You will keep doing it. You will keep doing it. You will keep doing it. And the one thing you can understand is if you keep going and if you keep learning, it will eventually fall into place. You will learn everything as long as you stay dedicated to continuing to learn. See, and I don't know if I'm going to go through all of this, but I guess this is all a perfect segue. The next thing I wanted to talk about was being tired of sayings, right? Humans, I talked a little bit about this on my reaction channel where I watch videos for the first time, Violet Voyage, where I'll eventually have podcast guests as we get larger. But go check that channel out, Violet Voyage, just like it sounds, 2 words. I cover contemporary topics, watch videos for the first time, a lot of viral news clips. and just give my thoughts as I watch them. But I talked a little bit about this earlier, how as humans, the best thing we can do is live in the present moment, right? We can only hold so many things in our head at one time. We can only focus on so many things at one time in the present moment. That's why it's better to focus on what's immediately at hand as you go through in life. You are in this place for a reason. What should you be doing right now? Make that thing happen. And there's such a culture of motivation right now with capitalism, right? Because social media is strong. You can create a following. You can make money by creating a brand of motivation. And to an extent, I mean, that's really what I'm doing too. But I had this thought and I wanted to share it. And it was, don't put too much faith behind little sayings. Understand that all those sayings that you hear, everybody's got a quote for everything for you in any moment. Just understand that this is to help you get through whatever momentary thing you are dealing with in that moment. And it isn't the end all be all. So I guess what I want to say today and why I wrote this down was, just remember to take a step back and be bigger in your mind than any one saying. For example, the saying, it's not about getting knocked down, it's about how quickly you get up. If something terrible happened to you and it's causing you to reflect, somebody could give you that saying. You could think, well, I just need to rush and get back up. Somebody could give you another saying that says, take time to smell the flowers, smell the roses. You could say, well, I need to process everything. And then you could have a family member step in and tell you something that's different than both of those advice. One person tell you to take time to get back up, take time to smell the roses. This person says, get back up as soon as you can. Realize that they're both trying to help you, of course, but following your intuition, what feels good, is really the most important. And that's so hard to do. You have to cultivate this self-love that's so strong, because all people want to see is see you confident and see you believe in yourself. And so many of us have been knocked down because as we go through life, that's really what we do to one another. We knock each other down because that's kind of how we establish who's got the right idea. And in life, it's so hard not to take things personally, right? Even if somebody doesn't like your idea, to an extent, we take that personally and we have to process later, oh, I shouldn't take this thing personally, but it's very hard for humans. We take everything personally. And hopefully we're smart enough to kind of dissect everything and process and understand how we can grow, but not everybody is. So just take a step back. Look inside yourself, look inside what you need, and understand that you're bigger than any one saying, and that all these things are happening all at the same time. And there's a time and place for every feeling, and every feeling is valid. So I hope that helps you. And I just have one more thing on the list here. And, you know, now that, right, you listen to everything I'm saying and you take the time you need to yourself, you keep going. You keep getting better at what you're doing. Here's the final step, especially as an artist. Create the shit that you would love to see and keep making it better, right? I told you to keep going and keep making it better every day, just in little ways. And at a certain point, you're going to reach the minimum bar and you're going to pass the minimum bar. And that's where you're going to start putting your little signature touches, your little flair for what your personality is. Because nobody can do it like you, and that's what you're supposed to share with the world. So if you keep going, there's no limit on who you're going to become, what you're going to share, what you're going to go down in history for bringing to the world, and it's all going to be by being yourself. So I think I'll stop there. I think that's been enough for today. Stay tuned to the channel. We're going to be dropping shorts. I'm going to be dropping shorts more and more. I'm going to ramp up the content 2026, baby. This is our year. I'll catch you in the next one. Got love for you. Peace.